The real reason for Tucker's interview of Putin.
One of our senior United States senators from the state of New York, Chuck Schumer, said yesterday, I believe, that we have to continue to fund the Ukrainian effort or U.S. soldiers, citizens could wind up fighting there. How do you assess that?
Well, if somebody has the desire to send regular troops, that would certainly bring humanity to the brink of very serious global conflict. This is obvious. Do the United States need this? What for? Thousands of miles away from your national territory. Don't you have anything better to do? You have issues on the border, issues with migration, issues with the national debt, more than $33 trillion. You have nothing better to do, so you should fight in Ukraine? Wouldn't it be better to negotiate with Russia? Make an agreement, already understanding the situation that is developing today, realizing that Russia will fight for its interests to the end, and realizing this, actually return to common sense, start respecting our country and its interests, and look for certain solutions.
From this clip, I understand the reason for this interview. Putin's clearly appealing to the emotions of Americans that have been dragged through countless wars while suffering through economic disadvantages. This is a strategic move and is very telling. The use of this type of rhetoric is partly why he wanted Tucker to interview him in the first place. Knowing his popularity and audience, spewing this propaganda is going to help his purpose of bringing an end to the war. That way, he can at least salvage the Donbass region. He's covertly encouraging Americans, through the use of fear, to push their government to settle for a peace deal in order to avoid a possible escalating widespread war. However, there's nothing to be afraid of. He's almost lost it all. Keep in mind, from the beginning of this war, his military invaded Ukraine from the north through Belarus and from the east and south, bombarding the country with drone strikes, missile strikes, and tank blitzkriegs, targeting thousands of innocent civilians, attacking their houses and apartment complexes, and at one point, even recklessly carrying out an assault on a nuclear power plant. From attacking Kiev and striking Lviv, which is only 43 miles from the border of Poland, he clearly had the intention of taking over the entire country. And quotes such as these back up that assessment. But when he had to resort to allowing prisoners of all stripes to serve in the military in order to commute their sentences, he may have come to the conclusion that his initial aspiration was infeasible. Hence his feverish push for a peace settlement in order to keep control of the Donbass region, a region of mostly pro-Putin Russians that is rich in natural resources. He wants to look like a victor and get what he can take and pull out before it's too late. In the interview, he repeated the claim that there was a draft of a peace deal which could have ended the war 18 months ago. This would have been August of 2022, 6 months after the start of the invasion. However, he claimed the peace deal was thwarted by Boris Johnson on his visit to Ukraine. Johnson unequivocally denied this and has stated that Putin's infelicities against him are total nonsense. And keep in mind, Johnson visited Zelensky in April of 2022, not August. So listen and remember what Putin says.
Put his signature, and then he himself said, "We were ready to sign it, and the war would have been over long ago, 18 months ago. However, Prime Minister Johnson came, talked us out of it, and we missed that chance."
Once again, he said 18 months ago. That would be August of 2022, not in April when Boris Johnson visited. Coincidentally enough, August was the start of the media campaign that espoused this claim. It appears that Putin may have had a Freudian slip. He split the beans. The peace deal was never there. It was a lie to make him look like he long wanted a peaceful solution for the sake of peace, not for the fact that Russia was on the verge of losing the sliver of controlled Ukrainian territory that it had. Not to mention, trying to seek peace ASAP bodes well for him politically. The Russian election is right around the corner, and the population is restless. His military offensive was an abject failure, and he knows it. He started to realize long ago conquering the entire country was a specious and arduous task, particularly arduous because the onslaught was carried out in such a ham-fisted manner. Due to his fear of Ukraine becoming a member state of NATO, the reason for his decision to invade, he actually made NATO expand larger than ever before. His plan backfired when Finland became the 31st member state of NATO. Now, more NATO troops are on the border with Russia. To add salt to the wound, Sweden is quickly becoming the 32nd member state of NATO. These two countries were known for staying neutral in international affairs, but that has all changed because of Putin's military invasion, which has become the largest attack on a European country since World War II. He wants to get what he can take before it's too late. Don't fall for his mendacious behavior. For Truthbuster Inc., this has been P. Daddy.